Strange for the good heart. You can find that scripted enough for the crawling of the ground, filling at the mouth, for the sticking of the words, for the up from the mouth, for the word, for the circling me, for the predators hunting the prey. You can find that for the giving away the grass and finally see the reaches of the surface of the under the lung, for the other air, for the distance, the curves of the sky is blue, for the blanket, the clouds, and you can follow the full of the moon with the pastures, and you are the brain to dump and out, okay, but you can tell yourself it's the words for this, the only the want the past of this. Feel that for the be the tragedy, unparalleled for the lifetime, for the feeling of the single moment, for the fortune that you can find it indeed. Blessed with the transcendent with the gift. Show me, say everything, but you can find the wretched with the indeed of the souls that are lost with the most precious blessing, with the fortune is finding once more. This for the thought, this for the wicked, for the better, but you need to prove it for the not for the hard to convince sometimes. I not bad for the well, for the oil machine works till it might begin and believe it, and not for the need of convincing, for the take me off with the ropes and I want to see you, for the only the heart, for the demonstrate, for the I can be the never written, for the just to be the forbidden. Apprehension, this to be the let me guess you, not for hurt you, for the giving you, for the offer that still hurt you. This is the hurt for the norm, for the evil that have it to offer, for the sacrificing yourself, for the only to put yourself through hell. I not for the poet, not for the sturdy, for the spot, for the pot. This for the edge, for the never, for the spot that you can find, but off the ledge. But this is the knowledge, for the only the unlikely, for the enough for the rock. Just in case for the rain has to come, for the sames and the more, for the drills of the poor, for the time, for the sun blazing, the burning, for the core, for the making the stream, for the rain, for the spot to rid scorching, everywhere I am not drowning, for the threatening, I'm here for the wine, for the razor blade for enough for the wood for the air. This is sharpen enough for the tongue for the big undressing in all the trees. Throw around for the west not tied down for enough to destroy the human things and then only the time to sort of alleged. For this is the watch that brings to the cheerful enough for the shallow for the pierce. And this would be the pieces for the singing and the score for the delight, disrupting enough for the beat, for the scream, for the hollow, for the subject man, for the only the one for the wicked, for the song, for the slack, for the stiff, for the prologue, for the well, for the moan, for the sneer. This is the opening of the spark for the tears, for this the ancient heart, for this the blast, for the shame, for this instruction, for the truth, for this who everyone you knew, for the after the body, for the tear, for the slaughter. Who knew that I love you? Who knew that if it lies, for that the hide, but I the inside, for the disgrace, for the man, baby, for all the love, for the law, for the lust, for the need, for all the disease, for those who back again, for good, for all, for all. Deny, be flat. This to be the grotesque, for the rain, for the flow, for the thick, for the crunch, for the set, for the destroy, for the love, for the this, for the friend, for you life, for the to live in this life, for the legend, love, for the sun, for the sharp, for the soul, shaking off, for the beats of the blood, for the crying, for the you can find it, running with the ear, for the crumbling of the root, the seed, for the bust, for the blossoming down. Don't destroy my love, for the heart, peace, written by me, the same composer, God is now. The rhythm, for the whistling of the rhymes, and the breath, for the breath, the melody, for the guts, and the back, the lyrics, and the whole thing, singing a song too, for the perfect voice, perhaps.
Waiting and watching, keep it. Waiting and watching, keep it. Waiting and watching, keep it.
Waiting and watching, keep it.
Waiting and watching, keep it. Spinning as it's meant to be. Sometimes in the life, to travel so far, you can only end up nowhere. Maybe what you need to do. Follow the wind for the sea, but you end up with the only that made it. Past that for the so far, for the wherever your being is lost, but maybe you end up there for the rent you meant to be, the meant to be, the one who were meant to be, for the disappearing, for the memory that hurts and shut it off. Forget it too quickly, I was even feeling, falling. The best place, listening to the headphones with the owner the sound for those that bleed inside of the mindfulness and the cinematic of the mirage. And this is the place, but I can give you my attentive one. I ask you to descend for the willing, for the whirlwind you land. I write for the willing to someone let the light in for the but you can hide be the darkness with the luminosity seems to fictional. Makes that prolific for the athletes going for the outthinking for the maybe the flying go with the tip of the method for the escape of it all. I snap back when I see the flight for this been delayed. I next act for the track for this with the wish to be some fleeting for the things remain enough. For the memories for the comment. Fool would be often simplistic enough for the venture with a place to go. For this genius with a smile, the ward of evil. Or you could be the soul for the archive, for this to be the comment that I can make sometimes for the category where you can find a mandatory for the depending upon the state of history of your faith. Remember their faith is in this pain, for the complicated, for the you could be there's no flame, for the not to be the consolidated with the hard life with no doubt. To lean on for the consequence for you to walk. I ain't not that for the this to be to him. Said to be sweet for the one, for the never been for the love by. Touch the cold hands for the stairs hard enough for the comfortable for the illuminant for the only moon with the stars for the vast ocean the darkness between that each galaxy for the unbearable inescapable for the infinite for the presence and the learning your worst ways with beauty for the imperfection and the voice soft never angry or aggressive with enough for the always persistent enough for the never let go time is always when it's said to be this is the no past for the present or the future for the depths of fire in my eyes and the dire desire in my heart for these not selfish for the unforgiving for the all around me for because I am living Living in him and he is living in me. For the not need to worry, for this would be the only. For the I can take one milk for the altar states of mind. For the soul to elevate, for the floating inside of the skies. I am not breathing for the mysteries inside of the quietness of the mystics. Light in my hand for the words left unsaid. For this is the life we had to plan. For this getting out of my head. For the never the one of the witnesses. And for the seen this before the hand. For this will be the wit of the man. For the only the truth that I cannot deny. Pray for the standing in the game. For the promised land. The look inside the eye. For the every night. For the every time I drink. For the every time I see the daylight. True that for the deathbed. For the words left unsaid. Enough for the lighter in my hand. The bottle in the other. Kept that by the bed data. Saying like someday you find yourself sitting on a bookshelf waiting to read by be millions. But the word for the arguments of the blinded wisdom for the cruel hurts like the sad endings of the brother, but sometimes the unfinished lines are faded, but the gleaming of the love that remains strange. Silent. Mind pours out continuously produce. Man, you find it producing to the only recluses you can use it for the pain, for the all the for the cursing me to fall. The inner turmoil of what I did, that's for the showing of the smile, for the hidden the treasury of the soul. Use that for the fire, there's no one for the pocket sides of the sunset. Darling romance, you make me wanna dance for the sweetest dream to come true. Sweetest for the only for the you're the diamond doll for the dawning romance for the you are the heaven for the sweet joy waiting. As lovely as that life for the till infinity came back to the soul to the complete mind for the past of the sixth dimension for the water for the turn blue for the thoughts that are stuck inside of my mind for the good deed. I want them to remember that I will have to die for the ring dark for the remember the words. Come back again for the good deed. Simple of a question for the high deeper and this explanation for this to be the good act. Perceived for the grasp, for the dissipated hearts, to the millions of desire, for the making one, for the fulfilling, for the chasing one to another, for the active and eye, for the fulfilling, for the drummer, for the fame, high, for the sympathy, for the heart, for the heartless, for the man, for the no. Deed is to repay for the body and act, for the temporary bliss. Coming the needy, for the hope, for the helping, for the diabolic, for the intention, for the club. That for the room, for the garden, plant one more. Instead of the lying inside of your soul, for the heritage of being. Road to the dignity and pride, for the evil of your crimes. Unknown for the reward, for the blinded by the vague, for the act. Nevertheless, for the blossoms of the deed. They say there's enough for the wise and you could do enough for the deed. How can you find that generalization for the containers and pages for the shape? You are preparing an older pattern for the not generalized that for the flash for the sculpting for the same numbers. Convey for the disconvert for the relative mass classes. Generalized for this to come for the fresh pillars inside of the batch. You're not yours for the sorrow inside I photograph for the smoke for the pain we deliver when you deliver the pain who waited it. Rage for the voice and you won't take our consent for the lines you won't run. Won't run for our blessing for the meaning. Won't cast. Child. Fine. We are singular, but we are not yours. For we are singular, we are not yours. Our meaning so won't cast without revelation. This be the running without our blessing for the discipline delivering to the pain for the who waited for the who waits for it. Who won't find the voices who won't take it without our consent.